Now the last item that we can customize with our HTML output, I have to stop closing that screen, are the little related topic groupings that we can display here, the mini TOCs that we can display in our HTML output. Right? These are certainly options that you have for inserting into your various HTML output formats. Again, these come from the same place that we were before, from the related topics area. All right? And we can control what links display in these mini TOCs. We can also control the formatting of them as well. The formatting of these rows that you see here are coming from two styles that have been provided by default in your author library. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at that now. So what we're talking about, just to recap, let's see if we've got any set up here. Yes. So for example, what we're talking about are these little boxes here that will give you the child topics that display within that section. And we can customize which topics display here. We can change the name of this heading. We can also change the formatting associated with these rows. All right. So let's go to our module template. We'll do some backtracking here. Properties. Okay. So we have a section here called In This Module. All right, and right now it is publishing with that green and gray look to it. Now those styles that are being used to publish that section are coming from these two fields here, the group heading and the item. All right, and right now they're set to auto because we have some built-in styles that we're using for these sections. Now you can actually browse out and select a different style object that you've created. But I'll go ahead and show you these automated styles so that you're aware of their existence at least. Alright, so those auto styles are located in a folder called Special Purpose. They're called Related Heading and Related Item. Alright, they will come with your library by default. Alright, let's go ahead and open these guys up here. Put them side by side. Alright. Now for your web output, your style properties are defined inside of the style object. Unlike Word, where the formatting is coming from the Word template, in your web output, the formatting is coming from the web tab of your style object. So you have these options here for your fonts, background, text options, spacing options, borders, top, bottom, left, right, list styling, and then the layout as well. These are all of the options available to you for formatting how that content will appear in your web output. And by web output, we're talking about HTML, XHTML, HTML help, Java, Oracle help, and so on. Okay. So what we want to do here, let's just go ahead and make some noticeable changes to those styles. All right. I'm going to change this background color here. Let's select my lovely eggshell color. All right. And let's change this color here as well. This is the background of that font. We'll go ahead and click OK. Let's also change the font size. Let's make some noticeable changes to these styles. Alright, we'll click OK here and OK here. Alright, and now let's go ahead and republish. Okay. So again, your properties for your styles in your web output come from the web tab of your style objects, and you can set those style objects to do whatever you'd wish. Now, if any of you are wondering whether you can choose to use your own style sheet when you publish HTML rather than using author it style settings, the answer is yes. Okay? Now let's take a look here. I'll show you what your options are as far as your own custom style sheet. I'm going to go to the folder here that the HTML project was published in. Alright, now let's go down towards the bottom here. Here is our style sheet called stylesheet.css. Now what this is a CSS created by AuthorIt at the time of publication. A brand new CSS file is created every single time you publish to your web output. And inside of this CSS file are every single style object in your AuthorIt library and the properties that you've set up in the web tab of that style object. Alright, now you can choose to copy in your own style sheet if you'd like to that would overwrite this style sheet at the time of publication. You can do that using, say, your publishing profile, where your publishing profile moves in your new stylesheet.css, and you can actually set up the properties for each one of your styles to do whatever it is that you'd like to. Now, let's say that you plan on using a body level template for your topic objects where your content is displayed through that body template with that special AIT data tag. Well, you can choose to then use a custom style sheet for that template as well. This template or this CSS would take precedence over the style sheet that AuthorIt automatically generates. Okay, so any custom style sheet that you design and you associate with your HTML templates would be used in place of the style sheet that AuthorIt creates automatically. Alright, so in this example, this body template.htm is using a special style sheet called docstylesheet.css, and we've associated it here in the header area of our HTML template. Alright, now how does AuthorIt get a copy of that style sheet? Well, if we go back to our best practice, that style sheet is located in the folder that contains all of our HTML template files. So it should be located in that same location. And then when we create our book template, we would then copy in that custom style sheet and any additional files used during our HTML process. And what happens is all of these files will be applied to our HTML publications. Alright? Every single one of these files is actually copied over to the publishing folder where we've created our HTML project. So that's why when you view a published output, let's go here. Here's my publishing directory, my training manual, HTML pages. Here's all of the files that were published with this HTML project. Every single one of those additional files that I've associated with that book template have been copied to this location. So that's why you're seeing body template. My doc style sheet is here. Any graphics that I've associated with any of those files, those are all copied here as well. Alright, so there is a method to my madness where you should make sure that every single one of the files that you want to use for your HTML publishing process, save those in the one folder. associate all of those files with your book template. All of those files will be applied to your HTML project when you publish, and a copy of those files is also saved out to the folder that you've published to. Okay, so that when you go to view that HTML project, everything is viewing correctly with the proper templates applied.